Hey guys, welcome to the first ever Durian Overwatch VOD review. We're looking at Hanamura Point B. The goal behind this is just to explain my Overwatch philosophy and have a look at some old gameplay footage. See what we're doing and why it's working or why it's not working. So the reason I picked Hanamura Point B, I think it's quite an interesting map with three main lanes. You've got your I guess my favourite's the high ground. You know, come in here, produce some strong off angles with this thing here, or even take this one here, just take the high ground and threaten any teams that are just sitting on the point by spamming them effectively. And if you want, you can. If they've got some supports, if their backlines are sitting back here, we can just take the road down there while their team's sitting on the point here. And if they are contesting us here, you know, we can come across here, create an off angle here, and sort of pincer them that way, because if we're standing behind this wall here, we've got a lot more cover than them standing in the open, sort of comparatively. So I think this angle or this lane's quite strong. I like taking this one. It gives us a lot of cover to get to the point and leaves us in a strong position. I guess alternatively you've got main, where you walk in but you don't clear any of these angles. So teams that are standing on the high ground and using that space are just going to keep spamming you, and I guess by the time you get here there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm not a big fan of taking main, even if you've got a shield tank. They can only shield one direction, and the shield's quite limited. You've also got your sim TP sort of lane, which is nice, where you can take the high ground or come into point here and maybe flush out some of these people in the back line that might be standing here, like a Zen or Anna, but we won't be looking at that today. So without further ado, we'll get into the actual VOD. So we'll start on the first defense that we did on point B. So we've set up here. We've got Spinoza backline on the right. That's a nice spot for him. We've got some good high ground control here, and the other team is just walking through main. So they're effectively sitting ducks. We've got a nice. May as well go on to this one. So Spinoza, good angle here to. Two good angles here to protect this space against the Echo with the McCree as well as you. I'm giving a bit of protection up here, and we'll have another tank up here to protect them. These tanks are just walking through, I guess, a long a long choke effectively, where they're just got to walk through and take any spam. But while they're doing that, we're obviously poking the rest of their team, and they haven't really achieved anything. We've still got the strong position here, and when they come in, we can just jump down and attack them. So we'll have a quick look at what that looks like. So we're controlling the space. They're walking in. They get split up because their backline is stuck in that choke there. And while they're split, we're able to take advantage of that. You can see right there, their Ryan, because their backline was stuck in that choke there, and their Ryan pushed behind this pole here, they got separated, and really strong anti from Spinoza from back here. Really good space for him. We'll be talking about that quite a bit. But yeah, as you can see, their backline just stayed back there, only had line of sight here, and it'll basically split them up and use this space really well. This was a nice quick fight. Johan's still up top, taking the space. And then we can just push them and clean them up. We actually don't stagger them too much, I don't think. Good push there from Az on the Mora. But yeah, that was the first fight. I think we did that quite well. Used the space up here quite well. Let's have a look at the second one. So again, using the high ground, and I think they're just going to come through main here. We've got a couple of people down here. Again, Kieran in a really powerful spot where he can heal up here, but also with Johan up here, can heal up there. McCree can take this space as well. And I guess when they come in, because both our tanks are up here, we're going to be drawing a lot of attention, and if they try to walk across this bridge, they can either, you know, turn around and face us, or they can try and block, you know, Tony's spam, McCree's spam, and like all the utility, like sleep darts and grenades coming through from Kieran. So really good off angle created here, drawing their attention. Johan as well has the potential to come over here, and when the Reinhardt comes in, can use his hook. There's some big high quality production right here. We can use this hook and pull this Ryan into the gap if he wants, while they're all getting confused and turning around. If Ryan turns to block that, you know, he's exposed to all this damage from over here. And myself and Johan can of course just jump down on the back line at any time. We'll jump down on here and clean them up. So this is really good positioning from us. I think we've done this really well, and you can see that this also works out quite well. I'll have to jump forwards a little bit. Alright, so they come in here. Oh yeah, just take it back a second. So we've got this nice positioning up here. Just sort of spamming them from a distance. Johan gets hit a little bit, jumps down. I reckon it would have been good to stay up there because you've still got Kieran down bottom right, who would be able to get you back up to full, and we'd still have this, still control that space. But jump down. Fortunately, we've got the whole hog to push him off. Could have achieved the same thing with like a hook. By the way, we clean him up, and their team decides to back out because you know they just can't contest that space in that choke. It's not going to work. So that's a quick team fight win. That one worked really well. But then we move into the last one. This is the one we lost, where they're coming through main, but most of our team is also playing main, so it's just me and McCree top left. This one, it's still good that we've got the space here, and they're still coming through there. We don't have as much, you know, we don't really control this space up here, so we can't pressure them from different angles. We can't enable Kieran to use his utility to mess them up, but still good that we're not letting them take, you know, this top section up here, and it looks like they're not taking that up there. Yeah, so see, good healing. Kieran's got some good healing here. What actually happens is their Echo comes up top, turns into Roadhog, and their Reaper's up here, so myself and McCree sort of get cornered. I didn't play this too well. I should have come to the corner here, maybe dropped down, and used Kieran's support to help McCree defeat these two here, but that didn't happen. Tony's actually got a really good TP up here to start using that space, so quite well done there. I think we actually go up and start using it, but by the time I think I made a few mistakes over here, I guess the space isn't controlled anymore, and they've already made their one to point, and they're getting our back line. So bit of a misplay, but I think ideally we would have all been up on the high ground in the first place. So this bit here, top left. Engaged. Roadhog. We get grabbed, and then Johan's sort of stuck up top there a bit when everyone's already gone past. So do that again. Adaptive circuits engaged. Roadhog. Yeah, so ideally we'd be taking advantage of the space that we have up the top while they're walking in here, but unfortunately, you know, they managed to come in here, attack us in this space, and we're still moving around while they're already coming in, so didn't get to utilise that as effectively as we'd like to. So that's defence. We'll have a look at our attack now and have a look at how they set up, because I think they actually did it quite well. So attack on B. So this is them defending point B, their first, or I guess our first attack on point B, and you can see we've got Soldier Sim up here. They've got, you know, their Hog's actually controlling the off angle here, which is quite smart considering we had a Sim before. He's also got good access to the high ground here, so I think he's in a really good position. And these guys just spamming us, so good positioning. Zen's also, I've got a slide for this. Yeah, Zen's got, I guess, the ability to just spam us down main, which is good. So he's in a good position if we go there. But if we go top left, he's pretty much not going to do anything because he can't reach anything up there. He can't see anyone from his team to heal them. Can't discord us. So he's in a sort of shit position down here behind the point. If we don't use this middle lane, and we actually do go left. Hog's still over here, so if we do this quickly, we've effectively got like a 4-on-6 situation, where we can sort of soak up their spam, come in and ideally beat them. So let's see how that plays out. So we cap A, come up here. So we're going up there. Unfortunately. So Farah's like the random that we were playing with. Good pressure onto this bat. Almost gets him, but the Hog was protecting that off angle there. So really smart from him, controlling that high ground. I think the fight we lost on first point, the Echo just came in for free. This time, the off tank's doing a really good job protecting that space and punishing us for overextending there. We just didn't have that. So anyway, 5-on-5. We're using the top lane, which is good. Ideally, we'd want to be playing together as a team. Not sure what happened there, especially in this space. But yeah, we're pretty split. That Zen that wasn't getting any value, he gets punished, which is good, but I think ideally we'd be getting more value if we stuck together up here. But as you can see, like we've lost, I think, one player so far, which was the Pharah at the start, but somehow both our supports are like on the point while we're still trying to contest this high ground and win the fight there. So it's good that we came up here to try and control that point, control that space. Sort of need to stick together a bit more to win that actual battle here, before we split up. So it's good that we sort of we've got 3 people controlling that space now, but half our team's dead. By now it's sort of too late and we're just sort of staggering ourselves. Ideally we'd still have our team together, yeah, up here. So next fight, they actually do something quite interesting. They use this space up here with a sim, so that's quite strong. We're using the top high ground again, which I think is good, because if we were coming down main, we wouldn't be able to pressure them at all. Like Farah, in this situation, Farah has to sort of come in here, and like, to contest them, she'd just get spammed, like because she's on the same level as them pretty much. Like she wouldn't be too effective, and Soldier has this strong off angle here. I think Zen would also be able to spam across there, so we don't really want to be coming in, you know, through main against this. So I think we've made the right decision there. Yeah, just showing the sort of angles that they have. Soldier, once we walk out here, Soldier can poke through there or poke through here. They've got some good long range stuff here, and I think Hog's still controlling this off angle, so he's doing, you know, he's quite switched on. I think Zari's out there with him actually. I think we do the right thing. We come across here and contest the high ground. I guess using shields and the space created over here. I think Farah actually does a good job of zoning this Soldier out to enable us to stand here, so that we can test these guys on the high ground. But I think ultimately we sort of start picking different targets and start sort of separating ourselves, and then we just sort of get picked apart, because they still have, I guess, they've still got the better space over here with the different angles. So I think we do need to stick together and pick off like individual targets that are out of position, like the Soldier. Yeah, let's have a look at it. So they TP up top. So you see a few of us, I think we're just regrouping at the moment. So let's just go forward a few seconds. Alright, so going top left, almost as a team, missing a few people. Waiting for Zarya. I should have waited for Zarya. Whoops. We actually got Soldier away from the high ground, which is good. So that's a good win there to create this space. And now it's just back up there at the moment. Destroyed the TP, that's good. Probably could have beaten the Hog, but right there, Hog's already been knocked to low ground. He's pretty much out of the fight. We can kill this BAP up here, or support our Soldier to kill these guys up here. Like this zone's pretty much dead. So now that we've got him into the pit, he's not going to have any effect until maybe 10 seconds later when he comes back up here. Meanwhile, this Bap's sort of stuck. Like he's got nowhere to hide. He could sort of stand there, but Soldier's got an angle there. So he's pretty much dead. We should be focusing their support down to kill him. This guy's out of the battle. We could then, like, maybe then we could jump down onto point. Maybe then we could take these guys. But we need to deal with these guys first. So yeah, just trying to kill him. He's altered. He's, yeah, just basically in the open. Dealt with him. These guys on point are not doing very much at all, like both their tanks. We shouldn't lose this battle on the top left, but I don't really know how, but their sim gets out and we've got our support on the point. Again, yeah, I don't know how this sim survives for so long. Pretty crazy, and yeah, we just stagger ourselves quite a bit here, so that's a bit of a mistake from us. We should have left after everyone else died. I think it just happened so over so much time that we didn't realise that we were missing everyone. Yeah, I'll stop watching us stagger ourselves. We'll just look at the last fight. Right, so this one here, I guess we're coming, I think at the start we were going to come top right lane, but for some reason we end up splitting up. So before we look at the split up, we just have a look at, I guess, the potential that we have by taking this space here. Like their Hogs on the off angle contesting the Pharaoh again. They've got a few people up close, and we've got quite a few ultimates that are really strong, particularly like Grav, and beat at close range if we get caught out. Like they've got their Grav and things like that, but I think the bunch of us with our sort of AoE healing and Ryan Zarya should be able to defeat these guys quite easily in this enclosed space. So in a perfect world we'd sort of rush in as like a death ball, you know, and just pound these guys effectively. But instead what happens is I think we end up just walking, like the team splits up and most of us walk down just through main, where all these guys have, you know, the high ground. They can all spam you. Zen's up here, he's got an angle over here to shoot you. Yeah, not ideal. So we really do want to take this space up here, take the high ground, knock them off before we try and contest the point, otherwise we're just going to get spammed out. You know, Soldier, Tony's got his ult. I think his favourite situation is to be up on the high ground still and just fucking taking either one of these angles and just spamming whoever's down there with his visor. So ideally we'd clear this for him, let him stay up here, and then we'd go down and contest. But you can see what really happens is yeah, we split up. Some of them are still putting their attention up here, but we're actually just coming down into main and they're able to just sort of collapse on us. So we'll watch that. Alright, so you see we're all up there, and then all of a sudden, for some reason we split. We walk into main, we haven't taken any damage, but we beat. We get grabbed, and then you can see we're just getting spammed from everywhere. Like, no shield is going to protect you against all that spam from all those angles. It looks like this. Pretty much. Like, they've grabbed, we're stuck here. You can pretend that there's a Rhine there, but you've got spam from Zen, spam from Bap, Visor, Sim spam as well, which is going to chew up your shields. Like, there's nothing that a shield is going to save you from if it walks with you through this main here, because they've got all this superior positioning. We're not in a position to use any ults. Like, we pop Visor here, but because we're on the low ground, they can just step back and dodge it effectively, so they're not threatened by that. We've got nowhere to use Grav because they're all still on the high ground where we'd ideally want to be. And yeah, they've pretty much outplayed us with their positioning, the whole, I guess, on their whole defense. Yeah, so I think they did quite well. I think there's a few sort of gaps in the way we were playing that, just not using, or not trying to dominate this enough and trying to go to the point. too quickly before we really controlled the space, and that's I think what sort of bit us in the butt in the end. I think of it kind of like volleyball. You know, when you first start playing, people say, you know, just get the ball over the net. I'm sure you guys have played social with people that say get the ball over the net. Like, you know, sometimes you might want to teach them how to receive, set, and then hit, so that you can set up like a stronger hit and be in a better position to take the point. But some people don't sort of understand that concept, and they think, oh, the objective is just to get the ball over the net, get it on their side, and let them make a mistake. And I think walking down main is just getting the volleyball over the net. You know, you're just hoping that they mess up somehow, someone jumps to the point too early and you can kill them. But really, in an ideal world, if we wanted to play well, we'd be taking this space, so setting up a big hit, and taking the space, pushing them into this little corner here, putting them in a pit, putting them on the low ground where we can spam them and they get split up, and then, you know, fucking acing them or whatever, spiking it on their heads like they've done to us here. So that's it from me. Thanks for listening to my coaching session. I hope there's, you know, I hope you can sort of see where I'm coming from when I persist about coming and taking up this space up here, to try and empower the rest of the team. I think big shout out to Kieran in particular for playing this position back here, because that really enables us to use this high ground. I think that was, like, when I was reviewing it, I didn't realise you were there, but that's huge for you to stand there, because it enables us to stand here, take this ground, take that ground there, and you know, outmaneuver the opponents effectively. It empowers, like, McCree. I can stand up there with McCree, protect him. Good off angle on other people on the high ground as well, and I think, you know, enabling your utility there, that's probably like the best. You know, that's a really good play from you, and I guess from the team, to create these off angles to give you that space and make you a threat there. But yeah, all right. Thanks for watching. Yeah, keen to hear any feedback or discussion, because I guess this is just my opportunity to try and explain my thought process to you all, so you sort of see where I'm coming from when I want to do certain things or want to stay away from. Oh shit, I just realised I was looking at the wrong screen that whole time. So I was talking about Kieran in this space here, how we create these off angles over here and allow him to use his utility, like his nade and his sleep. But yeah, this is me trying to explain my thought process, why I think it's good to play up on the high ground here, and why I'm trying to do that on the main tank, to create that space like the other team did. But yeah, keen to hear what your thoughts are, and have a bit of a debate. Thanks.